No, tu matrimonio. Y aquí está Ali Voz de testigo.
I'm the biggest bro ever. Can't reach it, I got it. Show with DPK.
AOL's DeeKnow. Here we are with another video. Let's go!
Heyo, what's good everybody, it's DeeKnow and we're back again with another video full of crazy clips from all over the internet. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's hop right into it.
You need to stop that.
What?
Yo, like I was saying in the last few videos, we're just looking at our replacements, y'all. China's already replacing half of their human employees in factories and warehouses with these kind of machines. How long do you think it's going to be before it starts happening here? And everywhere else for that matter. Really think about it. Australia, everywhere.
Meanwhile, Australia is down there like WCF, mate.
Blessing, you're not using God in vain, in his name in vain. That's not a blessing from God. Stop saying it's a blessing from God. It's not a blessing. It's a blessing from the devil. If you're not using his name, it's a blessing from the devil. So stop saying that it's a God blessing. Cause y'all always talking about these rappers, always talking about and giving y'all all these stupid ass talks. Oh, this God blessing, what God wants you to do. No, this is not what God wants you to do. You go through all this shit. The devil give you all this money, go through all this shit to destroy yourself. You destroy yourself. This is not God blessing, my nigga. God don't want you to do God don't want you to talk about no sex, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. What makes you think it's a blessing? What makes you think that? You see, I'm gonna tell you something. They always want you to, you know what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to? They always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, they got all this money, but they dealing with emo spirits. They dealing with killing themselves. They dealing with, man, come on, man.
Yeah, half of them not happy, man. You look at them on the television, look at them in interviews, look at them in their videos. They really not happy. I mean, look at them, man. Be honest with yourself. Yeah, I've been showing a whole bunch of those, all these tunnels and places and whatnot in the last few videos. You guys should go check them out.
Not everything you think you see is what you think it is.
The holographic universe simulation theory. That's what that's all about. It's pretty crazy looking. It does look like it's in water or it's some kind of projection system or something.
We decided to go exploring. We were all alone. we started to get lost. Our flashlight batteries were getting low.
So you go deeper.
We are officially lost. There's no way out.
Yo, that's terrifying. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be going in there, especially with the shit that was on the ceiling in the other room. Like, what the heck?
Don't tell me what this is right here, for real.
What on earth?
It's the air conditioner blowing on the curtain right there, dude. Come on, do something better than that. Who keeps sending me these? Robot walking by with assassin and step. Check that out. That's wild. Just looking at our replacements.
So, what does the matrix look like? Let me show you. Now, despite what you might be thinking, these two circles are not equal. I repeat, these two circles are not equal. One is in fact larger than the other. What I need you to do is determine which one that is. So, please raise your hand if you believe the blue circle is larger than the red. Alright. Please raise your hand if you believe the red circle is larger than the blue. Alright, very good. Now, before I said anything about these two circles, what was your first instinct? Equal, right? Because they look equal. And the reason why they look equal is because in fact they are equal. These two circles are identical. Yet I got just about every one of you to raise your hand and say that they're not. So what did we learn? That you can be manipulated like that to believe in something that goes against your natural instincts. Just imagine as a child you're taught that the blue circle is larger than the red. If you say it enough times, you convince yourself that's the truth. If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality. And if enough people are taught that lie, that the blue circle is larger than the red, well, now it becomes part of the culture. And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation, well, now it becomes tradition.
Yep, and then it keeps going and going and going and going until we've forgotten where it came from to begin with and what the truth really is.
In China, industrial humanoid robots are training to take over factory operations without needing humans. Leading Chinese robotics firm UBTech just released this footage of a large fleet of the Shenzhen-based company's Walker S1 AI robots performing a wide range of tasks at Zeekr's smart automotive factory. UBTech says the robots are working together as an intelligent swarm using its self-developed brain net system. They self-organize and distribute tasks without needing human guidance. The humanoids can communicate, coordinate, and complete tasks as a team. They even monitor each other's battery levels and charge each other up. This means the factory never has to stop working because the robots keep each other powered up. UBTech plans to mass produce between 500 and 1,000 Walker S1 robots by the end of 2025.
Alrighty, see what I was saying? It's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Video says exploring Turkey, so it must be some like underground city or something, or ruins to something that's in Turkey. I don't know, I'd like to see a lot more of it.
How you doing today, sir? License and registration. Whoa! Ha! Where do you think I am, stupid?
It's weird.
No to all of that. The little thing in the park running by itself was funny though.
No, it's like a freestanding camera. It's like taking flash pictures. There's an airplane about to go over it.
Weird. It's flashing a lot.
Matthew McConaughey just risked everything to leak this, and I'm more shocked at the fact that no one else is talking about this video, because what he says shows the truth of what Hollywood really is, and the fact that you don't really know who to trust anymore. And even though 99% of you won't be able to stomach it, I have to show you. Look, Matthew McConaughey is world renowned as being one of the most cool people out there, just an ordinary guy, regardless if he's won an Oscar, an award, constant blockbuster hits, still very calm and poised. But when he went on Joe Rogan's podcast, he just revealed something, that the world is not what it seems, and that it's a lot more evil than you think it is. Because on that podcast, he sat there and mentioned he's a very religious guy, but he's also spiritual, and also believes in science, a mixture. But then when he talks about when he got his award live on stage, what he witnessed, what he saw, changed his mind forever.
Moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. And there were people in the crowd that I have prayed with before dinners many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that, whoa, it's going to be a bad thing on my resume, and then sit back on their hands.
Interesting. It's kind of weird.
The reason that all your computer screens are blue lit, the reason none of them are red lit, the reason none of them pay attention to circadian biology is because that original technology was developed in a government program that Bobby Kennedy knows about, and I happen to know about because I went to medical school at LSU. For those of you who've never heard about Operation Paperclip, you think it's all conspiracy theory. So at Tulane Neurology and Tulane Neurosurgery in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, the CIA started a program there where they would do all these crazy things to monkeys. The CIA wanted to see how they could control things utilizing different things like drugs and things like that. Where the neurosurgeons got involved, which is my clade, we would drill tops of the heads off, put wires into the thalamus, put electricity in there, and kind of see what kind of behavioral changes we could have. One of the guys that was in that program was a guy named Professor Delgado. When he saw that we could control the behavior with the wired device, he said, what if we do it wirelessly? So he checked it in monkeys and checked it in bulls, and it turned out you can do it wirelessly with RFID chips and semiconductors. Then the CIA took it to the next level. They said, well, since this is electromagnetic radiation, what if we did it through light through screens? And it turns out you can. And that's the reason why all your computer screens have the frequencies they have. So why is this all important? Well, the person that set this meeting up between me and Bobby is the patent attorney that made sure that Google and Meta have those things so they can control the things that we all do. Where did the original idea come from that started off in MKUltra with the CIA? You're going to be surprised when you hear this. It came from the mafia in Las Vegas. They wanted to build a new city in a desert. They enclosed it all, blacked out the windows, invented slot machines that were blue lit, and they found out that they didn't have to take a gun, stick it in your face to steal your money. And they even got smart. They said, let's give people free alcohol while they're doing that. And they found out they got the money quicker. And that's when the CIA got the idea to start this program. That's really how it started.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you go where the money goes. In all honesty, you go where the money goes. That's how the government works, right? Everything is about the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, or whatever they can scrounge up. That's what it's about, right? Like, at the expense of free will. That's unsettling. I know it's AI, but that's totally unsettling, dude. No.
It's authorized area only. Whoever's up there, out.
Get out!
Hey! Get out of there! Right there, move. The others in the house fucking here. Get out!
Like, that's gotta be from like a movie or something, because no way I'd still be in there if I'm hearing those sounds.
How much of it was shocking? Like this, just the size of it all?
Well, the size of it all, small decisions result in multi-billion-dollar outcomes. So, we'd see, there was a case where we saw one person was getting $1.9 billion sent to their NGO, which basically got formed about a year ago and had no prior, no prior activity. So they just stand up an NGO. The whole NGO thing is a nightmare. And it's a misnomer, because if you have a government-funded, non-governmental organization, you're simply a government-funded organization. It's an oxymoron.
Right. It's a loophole.
Yes. It basically, the government-funded NGOs are a way to do things that would be illegal if they were the government, but are somehow made legal if it's sent to a so-called nonprofit. But these nonprofits are then used to, people cash out these nonprofits. They become very wealthy through nonprofits. They pay themselves enormous sums through these nonprofits.
It's so insane that's been going on for so long.
It's a gigantic scam, like one of the biggest, maybe the biggest scam ever.
And how many NGOs?
I think there's a total number of NGOs, probably millions, but in terms of large NGOs, tens of thousands. I mean, it's actually it's kind of a hack to the system where someone can get an NGO stood up for a fairly small amount of money. Like George Soros was really good at this. Like George Soros is like a system hacker. Like he figured out how to hack the system. He's a genius at arbitrage. I mean, these days he's pretty old, but a genius at arbitrage. So he figured out that you can leverage a small amount of money to create a nonprofit, then lobby the politicians to send a ton of money to that nonprofit, so you can take what might be, a $10 million donation to a nonprofit to create a nonprofit and leverage that into $1 billion NGO. And a nonprofit is a weird word. It's just a non-governmental organization. And then the government continues to fund that every year. And it'll have a nice sounding name, like the Institute for Peace or something like that. But really, it's a graft machine.
And what are the requirements with that money? What do they have to do?
Just really no requirements at all.
So they just get grants and the government just assumes that they're doing good work.
I think a lot of people in the government know that they're not doing good work, but it's a giant graft machine. I mean,
but surely
people online are like unpacking this,
right? It almost seems fake. Like when you're seeing how we were covering this article that said 55,000 Democrat NGOs were discovered that had been contributing to campaigns and moving things around and pushing propaganda, and they were all connected. And they found it through AI. That you have to go through steps and steps and steps to figure out where the money's coming from. Oh, it's all funneling down to this group, and this group does that. And it's a giant propaganda machine, a giant regime change machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
but does it do some good as well?
It does some good. So it's like it's not like 0% good. If it was really 0% good, it'd be much easier to detect. So there's going to be some percent good that they add in there, but it's like it might be 5% or 10% good, but 95% not.
That's wild to think about, that a lot of non-profit organizations are just most, if not all of them.
I swear to God.
What she saying?
They say you gonna make mommy broke.
Dang.
What?
They say I gonna make you broke.
Cause you eat all my food. You eat all my money up.
You got cheese like me?
Boy. Oh, that's cute though.
Sir, can you put the window down? You don't know how to do it? It's a rental or what?
Brother, look at me. You think this is rental?
I don't know.
Sir, it's not rental.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
No, sir. Why?
Because you're driving and you're blowing your exhaust out on this road.
That is absolutely false.
Everything is on body cam, bud. I don't have time. Give me your license registration.
Sir, I don't have license. I'm from United Arab Emirates.
Do you have anything to prove that?
I don't have it on me.
I mean, shouldn't you have that on you if you're driving around? Driving like an asshole?
I do not appreciate the tone, brother.
I'm running this traffic stop, all right? How do you afford this car? You one of these like Bitcoin kids?
Brother, look the way I'm dressed. You think I'm Bitcoin?
You're a student driver? Do you have your learner's permit?
Sir, it's just a joke sticker. You should suffice.
It wouldn't hurt to get a car wash.
It doesn't hurt, but you never know these days with the rain. It's not good.
The car is not yours, it's your father's. So that's what comes back in our system.
Part of the royal family.
Doesn't matter. How do I know you're okay to drive it?
First of all, I do not appreciate that. Okay. You've already checked. I do have diplomatic immunity.
Are you driving around like an asshole? What if you hurt somebody? God, I would love to arrest you, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, sorry, you can't. It's the beauty of diplomatic immunity, especially with the business as my country and your country do together. I do not think it would be a good look if a member of the royal family gets arrested in your city by you. You need to confirm. Can't you go off my board?
It's confirmed through your father. I'm just confirming that you have it.
It's confirmed through my father, and you have already verified that he is my father. That means I have diplomatic immunity.
Maybe, maybe not.
Do you want me to call my embassy?
I don't give a shit who you call, buddy.
I will call my embassy. I want your name and badge number.
Yeah, okay. Simpson 3621.
Perfect, because I want to tell them about disrespect that I have been feeling. The fact that you make fun of my car, saying that it's dirty, it's rented.
I mean, the cop was kind of being a total douche, not gonna lie. I mean, he didn't even give Buddy a chance. He just went straight in for the bite.
How deep I've gone down rabbit holes. I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world, and that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces, and the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and all the architecture was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave and quote-unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go to war.
Yep, that's a lot to think about right there. Knowing that all of them would want to go to war to serve and protect their country and what they have built.
captured this photo of Nibiru behind the moon just above and to the right of the early morning sun. Wake up, people.
Russian scientists may have figured out exactly where our soul goes after death. Scientists have been studying death for decades, but they've never been able to go beyond what happens to the physical body after death, like if we have a soul or not. According to Russian scientists, they say we do have a soul, and they've figured out how to track it after we pass away. This bold claim comes from Russia's biggest tech giant, Vlad Tech. They've spent the last 10 years developing an interface that ties to the brain that can embed code in every atom of your being. Referred to this code as SIC code, or Soul Identification Code, and they say they can track it after you die. How it works is it actually detects your frequency, or the electricity you give off after you pass away, your essence, or your aura. They were able to put this to the test over the last couple days, because their first guinea pig for the experiment passed away, and the results were astounding. Immediately upon passing, they were able to monitor his soul leaving the body, but then it almost instantly disappeared off the radar. The scientists attributed this to the fact that the soul was traveling faster than the speed of light, so they lost track of it and weren't able to monitor it. This went on for about an hour. Then they refreshed their computers, and there it was. It was showing 1 billion light years away. Back in 2024, the James Webb Telescope discovered a galaxy referred to as JZ140, also known as JADES GSZ 140. It was located as part of the Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey, the JADES program. What's baffling about all this is that's exactly where they track the soul to, literally billions of light years away. Now why there? Your guess is as good as mine. Is that where we go when we die? Is that heaven? Those are the questions being asked all over the internet right now, but only time will tell. And these claims haven't necessarily been substantiated, but it's looking like they may have cracked the code to figuring out where our souls go and whether we have them or not, period. If this turns out to be true, this changes mankind as we know it. Imagine being able to track the soul after death. Absolutely amazing. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Did they really make this discovery? And if so, what does it mean?
Oh, that's a whole bunch of malarkey. Really though, that would be absolutely insane if we could ever achieve anything of that proportion, because it really would change the entirety of the earth and all of humanity as we know it. But the thing is, would it really? Like, even if it were something that someone proved to be undoubtedly true, most of the world would still look at it as like, no, there's no way that's true. So it doesn't matter either way. We can just speculate, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty crazy to think about that some people have claimed it, though. No, that's pretty crazy going, whatever's happening over there. Looks like it happened a while ago, and it's a whole bunch of clips from all kinds of times. But, that's pretty crazy.
Pay attention. This is not new technology. Like I always say, they always introduce stuff to the public when they're ready. Think of it like this. If they're introducing it, this shit is so far advanced, you have no idea. Cloaking technology is real, family. They put this shit in the movies. They been had this technology. Pay attention.
Yeah, that light bending tech has been around for decades now. It's gotten better and better and better too, to the point where people don't even believe it. It's at that point, it's like that Harry Potter thing, like the little cloak in Harry Potter where they can damn near go invisible. It's like that for real.
Moonlight, and you take a temperature reading, say the moonlight is 80 degrees. When you go into the moon shade under a tree or under a covering, and you take the temperature again, it is 2 to 3 degrees warmer. And that is a fact, you can try it. The moonlight is a cold light. It is colder in the moonlight than it is colder in the shade. If you go into the moonlight, and you take a temperature reading, say the moonlight is 80 degrees. When you go into the moon shade under a tree or under a covering, and you take the temperature again, it is 2 to 3 degrees warmer. And that is a fact, you can try it. The moonlight is a cold light. It is colder in the moonlight than it is colder in the shade. The moonlight is not a reflection of the sun. And I'm sure all of you have done science experiments when you were younger where you take like a reflective surface and you shine the sunlight on something to burn it, to catch it on fire. Maybe you hopefully didn't burn ants that way when you were younger. I know some people who did. But if you have a reflective surface and you have sunlight reflecting off of it, it will be hot or warmer. So, if this moon is a reflective surface and it is reflecting the sunlight, why is the moon light?
You know, I really can't say too much about what I think about flat Earth and whatnot, but you know, it's starting to make a little bit of sense there. But I love telescopes so much, and I've used telescopes my entire life, and I've seen some really cool stuff through telescopes. So, you know, I just don't know where to sit in that, because like I can't go out there myself and get on a space rocket myself. And if I could, would I try it? I don't know. Probably not.
This kid thinks that CERN blew the world up in 2008.
Maybe that fucking kid is right.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred from form to form. But if there are an infinite number of universes, then there's 100% chance that this happened, at least maybe in another universe, maybe not ours. Then again, there's also an infinite chance that this is our universe.
Joe Rogan and the world's smartest kids seem convinced that CERN is the epicenter of world-altering experiments. Maybe they're looking in the wrong direction. Like the true architects of reality-bending science are just toiling away, not in the spotlight of CERN, but in dark corners so secretive even their existence is a state secret. Quantum reality hacking, consciousness transference, time manipulation, experiments that don't just bend time, but fold it, altering the past through the present, or universal simulation control. Maybe they're manipulating the parameters of our simulated universe. Tell me what you think in the comments. Where's the real Pandora's box? CERN or secret shadow labs?
Yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? CERN or secret shadow labs? CERN's been doing quite a bit. I've been paying attention to them for well over a decade at this point, and they've been doing quite a bit over there, and they found quite a bit and achieved quite a bit. But it's very scary to really think about the things that they're doing.
You give me 94, step it up. Put your hands on his side. Don't move.
I am good.
What'd you have?
Some marijuana, sir.
You're under the influence of marijuana right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You did some meth?
Yeah, like 2 hits. I tell you right now, it didn't have nothing to do with that.
How long ago did you...
2 hits? No, about 30 minutes ago, right before you came up. She fired up a bubble, and we hit it a couple times, and that dude tried to come up in the house. Hell no!
Relax.
No,
Relax.
It's her. No, yes, sir, I will relax.
You ready?
Somebody call Brian!
Come on, Richard.
Yes, sir.
Sit down.
Well, I ain't going in that car!
Richard.
I feel like I'm being threatened right now because y'all, man, you're in my space. I like arm distances and stuff because I feel like it's threats. This is my beliefs. I have the right to feel this way. You are a threat.
Relax.
I will.
You did 2 hits of meth earlier.
I smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
Marijuana and some meth?
Meth. Okay. Yes, sir. See my shoes and my zip.
Victims tell me that there was...
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? What?
Drugs are bad.
Are you going back to jail?
But he was definitely tripping on something. He said, "No, sir, I'm a weed smoker." And goofy mother. They put a bag over his head when they took him away. That's the most ridiculous thing.
In 2003, after heavy rains in the ancient Mexican city of Teotihuacan, the soil collapsed, and at the site of the failure opened the entrance to an underground tunnel, cut by the Maya about 2,000 years ago. First, they lowered a remote-controlled robot, which went tens of meters further than people could get through, with the help of infrared camera and laser scanner fixed in front of the cave cross-shaped shape. Its floor was dotted with hundreds of clay balls, ranging from 1.5 to almost 5 inches or 3.5 to 12 centimeters in diameter and covered in pyrite, that looked like they were made of gold. And also in the unexcavated part of the tunnel next to the pyrite mirrors, the archaeologists, with the help of a robot, found metal spheres that they called disco balls. The fact is that even with a little heat these spheres began to rotate, and around them there was a very tangible electric field. And an attempt to open them almost ended in a serious accident.
An attempt to open them almost... Alright, man. I need to see some more information about that, because that's kind of interesting, actually. You know, finding all these crazy alien artifacts and whatnot. I want to see some more about it.
Y'all need to fucking wake up as soon as possible. Their time is running. So just recently, they're talking about this rare condition where you see demon faces. Everything I teach you about this reality, how you must master yourself, you must master spirituality, you must understand the Matrix is fucking gearing up. I would say probably 30% of you watching are that. You're not even freaking here. You're NPC mindset. You're falling into the trap of that. But god damn it, guys, you are all falling victim to this. We are in a dopamine pandemic. We are in a distraction pandemic. Like, all of you are falling victim to this. They're telling you to your face what is coming. The demons are going to be revealed. This isn't fear-mongering here. This is education. This is me trying to tell you to wake up, to teach you. This isn't some end times freaking Christian BS. This is reality. This is what is happening. Everything we grew up with was a lie. Everything we've been knowing has been a lie. You better learn who the fuck you are. You better learn the power that you have. And you better get control of your mind before they completely have you.
Yeah. Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, you got to be careful about all media that you intake and all social activity that you intake, because it all influences you, whether you want to believe that or not. All of it has some sort of effect on you, and it's a long-term effect. And you can deny it all you want, but the people that you surround yourself with and the media that you take in, that depicts how you are going to be and how well off you're going to be. Like, manifestation is a real thing. If you surround yourself with higher vibrations and good things, then you will be around good things and you will achieve good things. But if you surround yourself with nothing but bad things and lower vibration and darkness, then you'll probably just chill in the lower vibrational areas and darkness, and then you'll just be wondering why you're always there. Yeah, it might sound cool or look cool to watch that darker stuff, but maybe try not doing that. Anyways, that's all we've got for today, guys. I hope you had a good time hanging out and watching these videos. I know I had a good time hanging out and watching these videos. Go ahead and do me a favor if you haven't already. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you like this content. I'm gonna have more videos all the time. I want to thank all of you that come through every time I post one of these videos up. It really helps us out around here. And, I hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it might be for you. And until next time, peace.
Now I know what's real and what is fake.
Hey guys, I love you all, but could you go home?